Hey, welcome to Dining with Danger. I wish you lots of love and many blessings. Hey, oh, hey you guys, welcome to my kitchen. It's Ashley and we're making chicken and dumplings today from scratch. Let's do it. Put a tablespoon of olive oil in your pan, put it on medium heat, and then you're going to add 3 carrots, cut up any way you want them, 3 ribs of celery, a medium onion, and I always use the minced garlic because I'm too lazy. So I add a teaspoon of minced garlic, and I sweat this out and cook it up for just a couple of minutes, or probably about 4 or 5 minutes, until everything's pretty tender. You guys, so this is oh my God. This is where you're going to put your 3 chicken breasts in right now. So what you're going to do next is get 8 cups of chicken broth and 4 cups of milk, and you're going to pour it over your vegetables and your chicken. And you're going to keep a really good eye on it, but you want this stuff to lightly boil for about 15 to 20 minutes until your chicken just falls apart. You know, you can shred it with a fork, and that's what you're going to do. Meanwhile, we're going to go on over here and make the dough. You don't have chicken broth, you can use your bouillon cubes. I personally use this stuff called Better Than Bouillon, and it's called roasted chicken base is what it is. And it is so good. It really is so good. It is better than bouillon. It's better than chicken broth, if you want to know the truth. Anyhow, I go real light with it though, but mix it, prepare it as it says to, and that's okay. And if you don't have chicken broth, shoot, you got vegetable broth, go ahead and mix in a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of black pepper. Now we're going to make the dumplings. You're going to take 2 cups all-purpose flour, a ½ teaspoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of salt. Now, you do not have to, but I always try to, and I add both a ½ teaspoon each of rosemary and thyme. Guys, don't forget to mix your dry ingredients really good before you add the wet, okay? So now you're going to take a 1/3 cup of cold shortening, and you're going to cut it in. You can use one of these, or you can use a fork. Just make sure you cut it all in real fast. Now you're going to slowly incorporate your cup of buttermilk, and don't overmix it. It's just like drop biscuits. You don't want them tough, and you don't want them real rubbery. So you just mix it on in there. So by the time you're finished making your dumplings, this should have been cooking about 15 to 20 minutes. If you have really big pieces, you can take the big chicken pieces out and cut them up on a cutting board or something. But the easiest, fastest, quickest way is to take a couple of forks and just shred it in the pot. So I've done that, and I've left quite a bit of chunkiness. So now you're going to take a tablespoon of cornstarch and a 1/4 cup of water, and you're going to mix it in slow. You're going to whip that together, and then you're just going to stir it in, and it'll thicken it up a bit. See, isn't that nice? And it makes it like even creamier. I guess the thickness of it, you know what I'm saying? It's already got milk in it and vegetables. And you just take your spoon and just smooth it out like that. And you're going to bring it over to the pot, and you're just going to drop it in. You're just going to continue letting them cook. So we'll get all these dumplings done in, and we'll show you what it looks like. I tried to keep my dumplings all the same size, and what you're going to do is make sure that you are more towards the medium side of heat, but keep it somewhere in between low and medium, because if your broth, if your liquid's just not hot enough, what it'll do is it'll take all of our dough and just kind of like make a big old mess. If it's not hot enough, it just won't cook them up right. And when you get them right there, do not stir them around. Let them cook for about 5 minutes, simmering like this, before you even think about stirring them up. And if you have to adjust the heat to a little bit lower, go ahead and do that. Just make sure it's not all the way low. because you want to keep them hot and bubbly. Otherwise, it's just going to be a mess. But it'll still taste good. I wish y'all could smell this kitchen. Now, this right here would make one heck of a candle. I would buy a candle that smelled like this. After your dumplings have been cooking for about 5 minutes, you can stir it lightly and then reduce the heat to low. You want to simmer it with a lid on it. If you don't have a lid, just put a cookie sheet on there, but don't touch that cookie sheet without something, like a pot holder, because it's going to get hot. Cover it with a little foil if you don't have a lid. And here they are finished, you guys. Oh my gosh, it tastes so good. Of course, I'm going to add more pepper to mine. You can do whatever you want. Doctor them up, add more pepper, use more rosemary or thyme. It's your decision, your choice, but I'm going to tell you, this is about as spot on as it gets. And if you make them, please let me know. I hope you enjoy it. Y'all stay safe and be blessed.